Hey guys, what is up? Welcome to another PvE analysis. This one is going to be on the newest champion coming to League of Legends very shortly, kha'zix. Now this guy is very awesome and he is going to be the nemesis to Rengar. Now his playstyle is quite similar to Rengar's in the sense that he kind of jumps around the place and just nuking people down, being a bruiser that he is, and he's very fun to play. I mean, he's completely unique in the sense that his ulti, after you put a point in it, you can put another point into one of his other skills, including the ulti again, and you can buff it up and give it extra effects, and all of the skills have their own extra effects, which we'll talk about very shortly. Now before this goes on, I want to quickly show you guys all his skills, talk about the skills, and also if you're curious to see what his taunts, his laughs, and all of that are, I do have a separate video for that. But let's get on to the skills. His passive will grant him a buff where he'll deal extra damage and slow the target, and he guesses by not being seen by the enemy team. His Q passive puts a mark on enemy champions that are isolated. His active Q deals great damage but deals even more to isolated targets. Upgrading the Q will make it deal a lot more damage. His W shoots missiles out in front of him that deal damage in a little AoE. If he's in the AoE blast radius, he actually gets healed, and upgrading the skill increases the amount of missiles fired. His E skill makes him leap to a target champion, dealing AoE damage as he lands. If you upgrade this skill, not only does he leap farther, but champion kill and assist will reset the cooldown on this skill. His ulti makes him go invisible for 1 second while also proccing his passive. On top of that, it gives that extra point to upgrade one of his other skills. And upgrading this one makes him go invisible 3 times instead of 2, and it gives him a damage reduction. Alright guys, so let's analyze that first clip you saw at the beginning of the video. So this is going to be a really cool one, not only showing that he's great at escaping, but showing that he's great at catching people that are running away and making use of that leap to its full potential. So as you can see, I'm fighting the Malphite over here, and now the enemy kha'zix is going to jump in and he's going to do so much damage to me. So I start running away, I flash away, but luckily my ally Rengar is here. So we do a lot of damage to kha'zix, and I luckily leap away to get away from the Malphite and actually pick up the kill on the kha'zix as he ran away as well. I'm kind of chilling in the back because I don't want to take too much damage, and I go in for the kill onto the Malphite to help out Rengar. My E keeps resetting, so I see the Ezreal and I go straight onto him and I deal some crazy damage to him along with Rengar, and then I jump on the Sona one more time and we pick her up as well. So here's a really cool clip showing his dominance top lane. Now this is against a Malphite too, so Malphite is quite a bit of a counter to most top laners such as kha'zix, but regardless, you know, he can make some nice stuff happen. So I'm gonna do some damage to him. He's winning the trade so far, but I have a pod going, I have blue buff, so I know I can spam my skills. He comes back out and he is isolated, so I try going for that and get a nice Q just before he gets into minion range. I go into the bush looking for the right moment and I jump on him with leap, put my W on him, put my Q on him even though he's not isolated because the cooldown on Q is very short. Ignite him, pop my W2, get my passive going, and then I finish him off with a nice Q. kha'zix is a great champion. He's an assassin champion, kind of like Rengar, where you want to jump in there, you want to deal as much damage as you can and get the hell out of there, or continue your spree, which is why I personally like building him, starting off with a lot of damage and then getting something a bit tanky like Frozen Mallet and GA. But before that, I do like the Bloodthirster and the +5 boots so that I can run around the map faster and do my thing. So one thing I like about him is his E skill. Since if you upgrade it, it resets cooldown if you get a kill or assist. It becomes amazing when it comes to chasing people down in team fights. So as you can see here, I want to chase down. My Q and my E are the ones I've upgraded so far. And I want to kill this Ezreal because I know he's on a big spree. So me and Rengar go right after him and I'm dealing so much damage to him. Pick him up, shut down kill. My E is off of cooldown, so Sona flashes away. But that's not a problem because I can simply E back on top of her and we pick her up as well. So let's talk about items. Personally, I enjoyed getting the Bloodthirster first. I think it's a really nice item. It gives me that nice burst damage early on that I can really just nuke people down and get the hell out of there if I have to, or continue my spree. I also get the +5 boots because I really like having the extra mobility. I like being able to chase people down. I like being across the map really fast and just being able to jump in and nuke people down and kind of go back to my lane or continue something or, you know, whatever. So here's a really cool example actually. He's really good at escaping. Bam, I get caught, W, or rather E away, pop my ulti if I have to, and I'm pretty much good to go. So very cool stuff. After that, you can go pretty much tank from there. So you can get maybe Frozen Mallet, you can get GA, maybe a Last Whisper, and you know, work off of that. So let's talk about his skills. I like maxing Q, then W, and then E. The reason I don't max E and then W is because the only reason I would want to max E is to reduce the cooldown. But if I upgrade it, it'll reset cooldown regardless based on kills and assists. So I think that's kind of pointless. I'd rather have the extra damage with my W. It's easier to nuke people down. W has a lot shorter cooldown overall, and I think it's just a better skill to level up in general. So I go Q, W, E. Also, in terms of upgrading, I upgrade the Q first and then the E by level 11 because level 11, you know, that's when team fights might start happening. So that's when the CD reduction for his leap will be very useful. In terms of upgrading skills, I upgrade my Q first for that extra damage in lane, E second for the team fights because that's usually when they'll happen by about level 11 to reset my stuff. And then usually I'll get ulti because, you know, I like getting that extra stealth ability plus damage reduction. You can go W if you want, but it's not as useful overall, I think. So Some final tips. His E is great for chasing and escaping. His Q is amazing damage and is especially good for finishing off people, especially if they're isolated. W is nice AoE, good for stopping people while they're running away, and it's some decent heals in lane. And ulti is great for escaping and resetting your Q, so you can ulti and then chill because your Q has very low cooldown, and then you can pop the Q again. Here are some clips of him upgrading his abilities and how he changes. Now these are the ones that he actually changes in terms of looks, because his W doesn't really add anything. But regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Peace! Alright guys, hope you enjoyed that video. Also check out my other videos like my Syndra PBE analysis video. Also a really cool and informative video of that champion when she was still unreleased. Also, I have a really sweet video of Katarina showcasing a ward trick, so definitely check that out if you haven't seen it. It's a really cool ward trick that I'm sure some of you don't even know about, so I'd really recommend checking that out. But as always, hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Peace!